Erica, I hear you enjoy the butterfly quilt.
I love this butterfly quilt. It's one of my favorites.
It's my favorite too. I teach a lot of classes with this shape, and it works so nice using the dies. This butterfly quilt has been made so many times and the girls just love it. But I brought something small for you today.
Oh, super.
Yeah. Our Go Cube includes a little butterfly.
Oh, it's darling.
Isn't that cute? So the little butterfly die is perfect with 6-inch squares or 5-inch squares.
Okay.
It's nice and small, so works great with charm packs.
Oh, great.
I love it. I'm going to show you.
This darling
the quilt.
you made. Oh.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to show you how to make some of the blocks. Okay? So let's start with just 2 blocks.
Okay.
It's going to give you an idea how to mix and match your colors.
Perfect.
If you cut just one butterfly, all the wings will be all the same in your butterfly. Because when you cut all the wings and your little body. And I like a little bit variation of color. So what I like to do is I take 2 blocks and there is 2 squares. Like I said, you can use your 6-inch cuts. I taught you about this. Every time you buy a fat quarter, your yardage, cut yourself a nice stash of 6-inch squares. Perfect. Because 6-inch goes great with any of the dies in the cube. So right here, or you can use a charm pack. I'm gonna take the squares and place them with a fusible webbing.
Okay.
I'm gonna iron fusible webbing to it. I also going to need my background squares.
Okay.
Those are 5-inch squares.
Okay.
5.5. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yes,
5.5.
5.5.
Perfect.
The block's going to be 5 in finish.
Okay.
And I'm glad I talked to you about this. All the dies in the cube work very nice together. If you split them to 5 finish, 10 finish, 15 finish, those are the measurements you need to follow.
So we can use those then any way we want, whether it's corner squares or sashing.
Yes, or make 4 blocks, small blocks to go with 1 big block.
I love it.
It worked really nice. So 5.5 inch for the background. Now, once my fusible webbing is on it, we're gonna use my new technique of taking the paper first. Okay. So gently, so you don't remove the fusible webbing. And then we're gonna line our pieces. Put your yellow on.
So we'll put the yellow down. We're doing the fusible down, right?
Yes, fusible down, and all the fabrics have to be stacked right side up.
And we can go up to 4 layers.
Oh yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, the dies cut so nice, and the edges will be beautiful. And now I'm gonna go with my baby, and just go right through. Perfect. Ooh, super. As soon as it's finished, I gently move this up, and look at this. Right away, you get double on everything.
Perfect.
Double on everything. My wings, and start lining your butterfly, the centers, so all of the pieces, you have both colors right there.
Now I'm noticing on your background that you pre-folded this, so we have that center crease there.
Yes.
Is that to help us with how to lay this out?
Absolutely. So what I like to do is I fold my block in half, not point to point. This time just fold it in half. It gives me like an anchor area where I should be start laying things out. And now I'm gonna place, I took 2 of the blue, put it onto my background, and 2 of the yellow, put it on the background. And my next butterfly, the shapes going to be, the colors going to be reversed. So I'm gonna have blue and yellow in the opposite place, and then I have the bodies. So I'm making 2 butterfly blocks at once.
So they're gonna, like this,
just
we're gonna
like
have
this.
2, and that's so slick. So if we'd done 4,
you can mix and match
even more.
Yes, or even if you go ahead and do 12 of them, look how this yellow is right here, this red is right here.
All mixed
so I took 12 squares, cut them, and then shuffle my fabrics as I please, and I also shuffle the little bodies. Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah. Once you make your blocks, you wanted to stitch around the edges to secure them in place, and you can use blanket stitch, zigzag stitch, or you can leave it raw with just a straight stitch, or use the quilting as the stitch to hold it in place.
Well, and it's on the embroidery CD that comes in the cube too.
And you also have the embroidery CD for even more variety of stitches.
Excellent.
Yeah.
You know, I really like handwork. I really enjoy it. It's very relaxing to me to do hand projects. So I'm wondering about doing this maybe a little softer look somehow with
Got
some
you covered,
handwork.
girl. You know I always take care of you when I come over to visit
You
AccuQuilt.
do.
Yeah, it's so wonderful to be here at the studio. We are, in fact, at the AccuQuilt headquarters, enjoying ourselves. And then I know you love that soft touch.
I do.
So what I did here is I used some of wools, and those are just wonderful little wools. Marcus Brothers have a great wools. There's a lot of different companies that do, and I usually get my wools and cut them 6-inch again because they fit perfectly on my dies. And in this case, I cut my shapes out of wool, and then I use some nice thread to stitch with by hand with a blanket stitch. I didn't use any fusible webbing on my wool.
Oh, okay.
I used a touch of glue, and I just lift my wings up here, touch it with the glue, and secure them in place like this.
So that it's held down.
It is very soft
But
and
still stays
easy.
soft.
Yes, but if you would
love
like
that.
to, if you decide to use fusible webbing, the steamer seam tool light is very good to use to fuse your pieces in place.
wool.
Yeah, with the wool. In this case, because there is only 4 wings and I can control them really nice and easy by just holding them and a touch of glue, I decide to do that and enjoy that little bit of a stitching.
Just beautiful.
Yeah, and you can make a little pin cushion or
So many
smaller
cute little
project.
projects with
Look at
those.
this
That's
is again done
adorable.
with wool and the blanket stitch by hand.
Yep.
Yeah, so you can go ahead,
Perfect.
grab your dies,
I knew
start
you'd take
cutting.
care of me.
You're welcome. I'm glad you like it. So you can do more what you like, quilt, if you cut with your dies.
Perfect.